Welcome to Thrive America. I'm your host, Brent Brooks. Today, I'm joined by straight shooter Jim Munson. Jim, welcome to Thrive America.
Well, thank you.
Well, Jim, we're excited about you coming to the set of Thrive America to teach us entrepreneurs a thing or two about seeking investment and getting startup capital. But before we get into all that, tell us a little bit more about what it is that you do.
I'm looking forward to this, and I really want to talk to you about this. One of the things we do is we have a group called the Ritz Group, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on. But for a living and to help pay the mortgage, I have a company called Munson International. We help families relocate. We help them buy houses, sell houses. We help them with moving services and so on and so forth. And that's what we've been doing for 33 years.
Well, Jim, being an entrepreneur myself, I'm very excited to have you come on the show to shed some light on principles and tactics and mindset, the mindset that the entrepreneur needs to have in seeking and securing capital, startup capital for their businesses. Your first principle here is investors don't care about your product. What do you mean by this?
It was interesting. When we first started the Ritz Group, what we found out was that they were almost speaking, investors and entrepreneurs speak a different language. And the gist was that entrepreneurs are so excited about their product or service that they would come in and explain, oh, this is wonderful, this is wonderful, this is wonderful. And the investor would say, I don't care. How is it going to make money? And how do I make my money back with a return? And it was amazing because all of these people, you know, when we first started the Ritz Group, we had about 12 people, and it's now 185 people. But you've got to get to the point that you're saying, how do I take that and make money out of it? It is literally not a, I don't care how you make it. I don't care how wonderful it is. I don't care how many hours you spent, days, months, years, all the sweat and tears. How do I take it and make something out of it? And if you think about what you do, almost all creative people are entrepreneurs. And almost all entrepreneurs are creative. All right, almost all investors are not necessarily creative. That doesn't mean there aren't some creative. We've seen some pretty creative things from the finance people, especially recently. And what you've got to do is you've got to say, all right, if I'm going to invest X number of dollars in this group, that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in how do I take what you've done and who's going to buy that? Who's going to use this product? How do I take this product to market? How do I take this from here to here? I don't care. That doesn't mean that I'm not interested in the product. It doesn't mean that. What it means is I don't get caught in the minutia. Okay? I absolutely want to know what it does. Absolutely want to know, but don't get caught in it. Have you ever tried to have an engineer explain to you how something is done? They get too detailed. I want to know something. I want to know this. I want to know this. I want to know this. But why is your product better than the other guy's product? That's the key.
Jim, I certainly can relate to that. Being in the film industry myself, I often get tongue-tied or get lost in describing the process of my film or of my story or the way it was created. So I think for me, if I focus on first the numbers and how I'm going to distribute the film and how I'm going to market the project, then the angel investor, I think, once they're satisfied, they like to know about the story and the genre and maybe what actor is going to be in the film, that kind of thing. So, well, your next principle is great. Be logical. What do you mean by this?
One of the things we said is we're going to follow up. This comes with the first one. Who's buying your product? What's your market? A big one is who's your competitor? You'd be amazed at the number of people we hit over the years. I don't have any competitors. How's that feasible? How is that feasible? Everybody's got competitors. If you don't have any competitors, then you may not have a market. You need to know who your competitors are because trust me, if I'm going to invest X number of millions of dollars in your product, I need to know who your competitors are. Why is your product better than the competitor's product? What makes you different? Be logical. You got to be able to explain that to me and to everybody down the line and say, This is why mine's better. And because an investor is going to want to know every one of those things. You got to remember that you're passionate about it. You got all the juices going. The other guy's saying, okay, you want me to give you X number of millions of dollars? I don't care. I don't have all the passion you've got. I don't have 2 years worth of my life wrapped in. I don't have my house mortgaged to the hilt for this. I don't have all this. I want to see a return on my investment, and you need to convince me that this is the way to go. Terribly logical decision. And anybody who does this, you're going to have to make this pitch a lot. Make it a lot, and don't hesitate to make it a lot. Because the fact is, if you go to the first guy and make this pitch and get your money, you probably gave away a lot that you shouldn't have given away. All right? But make it to people that you know and say, what do you think? It's just like anything else. It's just, you know, it literally is a sales pitch. It is a sales pitch. It is, this is what I've got, this is what I think, this is where we're going, this is what we're doing. What do you think? What do you think? You must know somebody who's been a former CFO at a company. You must know somebody with a finance background. You must know somebody and say, this is what I'm doing. But Mother of God, please, please, please have a great plan and have a good plan of attack, especially if you've never done this before, which a lot of us have never, ever done this before. So you better have a good plan of attack, and you're going to feel bad. It's just like any other time you've ever made a sales pitch. If you've never done this before and you get slapped down, don't feel bad. It's like the first time you ever asked a pretty girl to dance. And she said, with you?